came here for new shit, you're in luck, because I got new shit.
New shit?
Yeah, I guess, you know, life is a journey of self-discovery, and we have our past to learn from, and, you know, we have those moments in our past that really shape who we are. And sometimes I just kind of was reflecting on one, got a poem, so this is called Slight Articulation Problem. There have been times I wondered if I'd be better off if I never saw it. But then again, I had every right to. It was all about me, after all. I wasn't even 10 years old when it was done. And I wasn't even out of elementary school when I found it in a place with things stashed away. And so I exposed myself to an unauthorized look at what they had to say about 9.5-year-old me. Now, your average sixth grader would probably have a hard time comprehending it, but if you read it, you know I wasn't average in that regard. Jordan doesn't feel likable, but I knew that. Heck, I made that confession. But how else would a child feel when they don't feel listened to, when they don't feel understood? One of the many symptoms of a parent's projections. IQ 153, that was in there too. Almost double my grade level in math, general knowledge and reading, and I don't say that to brag. Looking back now with the wisdom of decades, I can say that finding that out did its share of harm. At 11 years old, it was probably hard for any of us to understand that doesn't make us better than other people. But that's not a lesson you learn from encyclopedias and algebra. What I do remember of that time way back then, and this still lingers, was how I always felt misunderstood. I guess some of that is just the downside of being an outlier, a price to pay for being different. And at such a young age, it's hard to understand the difficult choice of chasing where our gifts lead us or where our passions draw us. But at that age, I must confess, I had a poor grasp on the concept of passions. Pushed more to do as I was told rather than choose for myself. And though I did find joy in being really good at something, although focusing on what comes easy to us is rarely a rewarding pursuit. So yes, I chased my fair share of joyless pursuits. Above all, one sentence that nodded at my head and my heart, then and now. Jordan seems to have a slight articulation problem. So in some way me, at a young age, had problems speaking fluently and coherently. So maybe that's why I felt misunderstood. I never really cared much in English class, but I did make it a point to have a diverse vocabulary. Words and their definitions become important, yet still, my battle to feel understood persisted. Still ongoing to this day, but that can be a universal feeling. But I too put a lot of effort into expressing myself. Sometimes too much effort, I must admit. And yes, I can be overwhelming, a rough edge of character, never to be fully sanded, and yet a journey I have made progress on nonetheless. And grown to realize the importance of me understanding me. I can get that at 47. It was a bit over my head at 11. So here I am, decades later, chasing a passion, and wouldn't you know it, I'm addressing my articulation problems.
Wow.